Hi learners. So in this particular video we are going to learn about the CLO interface, about what actually the interfaces that we have in the CLO-D. So in the previous videos that I have shown you, so we have the 2D window, right? When you press 2D window, the 2D window will be appearing. We have the 3D window. When you press this 2D and 3D you will be getting, and the another one 2D and 3D window. So this is the simple interface that you are having. That means we have the workspace is divided into 2D and 3D windows. Okay, so whenever the window is there, so in 2D pattern window we have the different tools, right? So like we have the transform tool, edit pattern tool, we have the fullness point tool, then we have the polygon tool, internal polygon lines tools. All right, so for just I will go through the 2D one. You can see in the 2D one you will find the lot of various tools which are there that will be using it, right? So such as many tools are there. One by one I will go through each tool and I will give you demonstration as well, right? So as I told you, the polygon tool, internal polygons, then base polygons, trace option is there. We have a notch, then notch for giving the guidelines and all the seam allowances. Then we can also the walk pattern. I will tell you what walk pattern is. Then we have the edit point measurement. Then we have the annotation, right? Then we have the pleats. Okay, so whatever the options we have, the grading options, auto grading is also one of the best options. That is mainly it takes very less time. It automatically the CLO 3D goes. If you have a grid size, if you want to update it to the small adult size, you can convert it easily within the seconds using this auto grading tool. So we have the other tools such as the normal swing, right? Edit swing, swing tool, segment swing, then free swing, and check swing length, how much is there. Then you have steam, okay, then seam taping is there. These are the various, the graphics also is available, right? So there are other options such as the top stitches also. You can use segments, top stitches, puckering, right? Then set sublayers. Okay, so when you're working with the different sublayers also you can work. So these are some of the options which are available. Okay, so these are the other tools which are there, the visible tool, display tools and all. So these are the some of the tools which are available in the 2D window. Okay, so in the same way we have the 3D also, right? When I'm talking about 3D, in 3D also you will find the various tools. One is your simulation, right? Then you have the play motion button. When you also have the some other options, right, where you can edit it. 3D pen garment is there, and you have the graphics, edit textures. You can also select move buttons, right? So there are the some of the trims are there, such as buttons are there, zippers are there, right? You can add this, arranging the patterns in the different direction. For example, if you want to reset 3D arrangement of the fabrics, right, or the TD, resetting the 3D arrangement. So in the coming sessions I will be teaching you each and everything. So some places you need to measure also. You can see the some common tools which are there in the 2D and 3D also, both such as swing. So it can be done in the both the windows. So if you are comfortable with it in 3D, you can do in the 3D as well. As the same thing is also going to replicate in the 2D window as well. So these are the two 2D and 3D which are the windows are available along with their own tools, right? So various tools are there, and all these tools I will explain one by one in each session that I am going to take. Okay, so along with this we have library. So in the previous session also I have told you we will be having a library. So under this library we have favorites. So like these different things are there, like avatar, hanger, fabric, right? So for example I am clicking garment. So in garment I can choose the different garments over here, right? So it's going to load on the avatar. So its pose and other file is going to set on this avatar. So you can go through the garments which are available previously, So you can see, so I have selected when the previously one t-shirt was available. So when I click that fit to female t-shirt, it's going to fit. So you are able to see here on the screen the threads which are there, right? It's not yet stitched. Okay, so it's a 3D view. So how come it means, so in the 3D 2D view how it is visible? So the same one, it is into the 3D view. So simultaneously I want to check these two. So you can see on the other hand, in the 2D pattern you have the 2D flat patterns are there. On the 3D window you can have this particular pattern in the 3D. So all the pieces are same. So whatever the changes that you are doing here, it also will reflect in the 2D. So sometimes if you're, for example, I'm changing the dimensions over here, so automatically it's going to reflect in the 3D as well. Okay, so this is how it's look like. So this is the previous preset patterns which are there, garments I have loaded. So it's showing in the same way. So it's not yet stitched. So piece one, so normally when you physically do the stitching, there is a current notches we will be giving, right? So the corresponding patterns, what they do is we have to stitch in such a way that all the parts are will be stitched. Okay, so just I will show you some simulation for the sake of demonstration itself. So this is the simulation tool. So if I am clicking here, double click, so it will go for simulation. You can see here the changes of the simulation. So the real thing that you are going to get, right? Okay, so this is the fit, you can check everywhere, right? So this is the advantages of having Flow 3D. Then coming to the other interfaces I am telling you, right? One is avatar. You can download the avatars, right? And you can also add some presets are already there, as I told you in my previous sessions. You have hangers also. Sometimes you can use the instead of having avatar, you can use the hangers itself, right? Sometimes you are designing a bag or accessory belt you are using, right? For example, leather goods people are working on, means designer, you are a leather good designer. So if you want to have an accessory, you are doing a hat, right? For that purposes you can also have the hanger, some other 3D shapes also, right? There are some other hangers and other things are available. We also have the fabric presets here. You can see, I'll show you in the library. There by default there are hundreds of, so it means there will be some presets are available. You can also add the various fabrics to it. You can see you have the silk, right? You have the other fabrics. You can see here silk taffeta, then trim full grain, wool is there, right? So when you click here, you can able to see on the screen how it's going to appear. Okay, so from these you can download the fabrics. The hardware and trims is also available. So the hardware such as you have buckles, right? Someone standard buckle is available here, right? So you can also go for some cards, right? So based on your requirement. So ribbons are there. I will show you some ribbons which are there, right? So some presets are there which will be very helpful for us to have this. Okay, so if you're double clicking it, it will appear over there, right? So this will help us a lot when you are going to add these things to your garment, right? Shoulder pad, ring, top stitch, washing texture, zippers. In the zippers also different types of zippers are there: puller, slider, stopper. Okay, top, bottom, closed, open. Okay, so these files are there, you can see in the screen. Okay, this is a stopper. What kind of stopper you can use? So such a detailing is given so that the whatever the viewer visualizing, it will be reflecting on the 3D window. So that is the one of the best uses of having means working on Pro 3D. So you have the materials also made in substances, right? So you can download your own. Some of the presets are already available. You can see here the denim fabric, right? .sbsar files are there in the substances files, right? So on the other hand, you have the property editor is there. So whatever the fabrics that I am choosing, you can edit. So property editor is nothing but it's edit. You can change the fabric colors, you can change the fabric properties, right? So this is the one of the interfaces. So on the right hand side I have we have the object browser. Okay, in object browser, first one is the fabric, second one is the button, third one is the buttonhole, top stitch is there. There are various the puckering and other details are available. So by default it shows the fabric, right? By default fabric is if you are working on the garment, a default fabric will appear. Then if you want the fabric to add, so you have that various fabrics are available, right? So you can design your own fabric also. So what you can do is you can with the help of your Adobe Illustrator, you can design your own fabric and you make a image file, and that can be added to this. Okay, so a material can be added, stage and other things are there. So this is for the display purposes. So some of the other sources which are I have added for my resources, you can download it. So you have the another possibility, that is nothing but adding your own. Okay, so you can also have download options, right, from where you can download. Okay, what are the things that you can download, or you can go also, there is a website is there, you can from where you can download the avatars and other things. Okay, so in the next session I will tell you about how you can download the presets within the for the CLO 3D. So as I told in the today's session, what we have learned, some interfaces which normally you'll use for in the CLO 3D is 2D pattern, sorry, 2D window, 3D window, right? Then we have library, and also the thing which we have forgotten is history. So normally when you are doing, if you want to go back to the previous state, then what you can do is you normally will use Control Z, that is for a single step. But if you want to go for the multi-step, so you can go for a history. So you can go back to your previous stages, right, very quickly. So the history is there. History can be interface can be used to go back to whatever the stages that you have done, right? So previous stage, 4 steps back or 5 steps back, if you want to go, you can go to that particular steps easily and you can start working on once again. So most of the time you might be requiring, so if you have went wrong somewhere, you want to come back to your previous steps, so this helps you a lot. So history is the one of the interfaces, and one more we have which is called modular configurator. Modular configurator, here you can see some presets are already available, such as jackets are there, right? So need not to design again and again. So whatever some companies or factories or design studios, you'll be having some presets, so you can do some presets before itself, right? So you can use these presets, need not to work again and again, right? You can just work on, and we need not to work on the patterns, so you can just directly we can work on the presets. Okay, so you can see here when I click it, automatically it's showing. So you can work on colorways. Okay, so pattern and all already decided. You can just play with the fabrics, you can play with the colors, you can play with some measurements, right? You can change it. Some presets are already available are there, so you need not to work from the scratch. So that is the beauty, means is that a lot of time saving. So you already have the previous blocks which are presets are there, so those presets you can use it, and that can save you a lot of time. Okay, so the other interfaces that I can show you is let me just minimize these things. So I have discussed the history, modular configurator, that is means already some presets are there, you can go for it. Okay, so history, you can, this library I have discussed. In library we have the various things, right? Okay, you can also have shopping option also in the later versions. So directly you can connect website is there, you can go and download the various presets are there, and also you can go to here, right? Wait, property editor is there. Wait a minute. Right. Okay. So you can see here the other interfaces. This hello is there. So this is nothing but the your login, your name will be appearing here. Then we have the simulation, animation, print layout, colorways are there. What are the different colorways? Emulator options. I will explain you emulator options in detail, right? So we have a different toolkit for it. Then modular, okay. UV editor is there, preview is there, and next one is the bill of material. Okay, so these are the other some interfaces which are available in CLO 3D software. So other than this, okay, object browser you can see here. So object browser, as I told you, so you will be having by default fabric will be there. You can add, okay, you can add trims, default buttons are there, default button holes are there, top stitches, puckering, right? So you can have the sizes also. This is for grading purposes, so you can add different sizes, size 1, sizes. So here by default it is size 1, so you can convert this small, medium, large scale. You can go for grading as well. You can assign or you can add the different sizes within the property editor, right? Then the POM, description and length are there. You can save it, so these particular details can be used. So for all, this is the object browser. In the object browser itself, you have the property editor. You can see the property editor here. So whatever the property editor, by name itself it says it's a property editor, so automatically whatever the elements that you are choosing, for example I have clicked the fabric, so pattern, so it's showing the all the properties of that particular pattern over here. So from here you can check the fabric, what fabric you can give, right? Bonds, all the properties are there. You check, for example I am choosing the next one, right? So it will go to that particular browser and the property view. Okay, so here it's fabric. So when you talk about the fabric, automatically it gives you the properties. In the properties I will tell you about the fabric properties in the next coming classes. So in this class I have explained to you related to some of the close interfaces that we will be using. I think it was helpful, I guess. Okay, thank you all. Thank you for your cooperation. Thank you. So let me end the session.